Hello, welcome to another video. So, in today's topic, I'll be talking about something that I see a lot of people ask questions about, most especially because I'm in med school, so I get these questions a lot. And even though I don't think I have the credibility to fully answer this question, but I think I have a few solutions to this certain problem that a lot of people have, or a lot of new students studying medicine and medical related courses have. So, how a lot of people ask me, how do you get used to reading those big medical textbooks, or how do you get used to studying in med school? So I'm just going to give a few tips on how you can get yourself more acquainted with the very large textbooks and how you can find studying in med school a bit simpler. So, the first thing, you should understand that no one expects you to read everything. No one expects you to be good at everything in med school. At first, when I came into med school, when I was in 200 level, that's like the second year where we start doing actual medical work in medicine. I had this preconception that I'm going to be good at everything. I mean, I'm usually good at a lot of things, so I had this preconception that, okay, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and all those courses, I was going to be good at everything. And I was not. I was absolutely horrendous at some things. I was good at some things, and then I realized that you can't be good at everything. That's why there are specialists. That's why there isn't one person who specializes in everything in medicine. Some people are good at surgery, some people are good at gynecology, some are good at neuroscience, neuroanatomy, neurosurgery. It's just like that. It's just different for a lot of people, but that doesn't make you a bad medical student. So you should understand that no one expects you to read everything. And also, we kind of had this misconception then when we got into 200 level that we were expected to read up all the textbooks. We read up Keep More Anatomy, and that book basically looks like the English dictionary but for anatomy. So we had this misconception that you are supposed to read everything in that book before you write your exam. But what we didn't know was that even the teachers, even the lecturers, the people who teach anatomy, they don't know everything that are inside those books. Those books are like references to them for what they're actually going to teach. So you don't need to study everything in the book. And the second tip is that do not cage yourself with high expectations. So this is a pitfall of anxiety that we create for ourselves, and we do very well to fall into it. I mean, it is good to have high expectations of yourself. It is good to have goals to get that distinction, to be the best graduating students, to, set the records and be the best. It is good. But do not cage yourself with those expectations, because when you see that, which is most likely going to be the case, when you see that you aren't getting any closer to achieving those goals, you get this anxiety. You start to cage yourself with this anxiety, and some people becomes scared of facing that anxiety, so they end up not studying and they end up leaving the books behind. So do not cage yourself with that anxiety. In med school, you should know this. Passing Having a passing grade in med school alone is excellence enough. I mean, well, okay, let me not bring other departments into this, but in medicine, having a passing grade in med school is an excellent enough result. So you should aim for that, and always keep trying to maintain that passing grade. Keep trying to make sure that you pass all your courses and move to the next level. That's more achievable, and that would be a better goal to get yourself going and get yourself studying. So the third tip would be to study past questions or review questions or practice questions, whatever you call them. Study them before you get to your exams. So when you study past questions, review questions, make sure to do this with your textbooks. The textbooks, like I said before, are a reference point for you. So that is where you go to confirm your information and your knowledge. These, I know in some schools, past questions aren't accessible, or they are illegal. But in my school, you can easily get your hands on questions of the previous year, 3 years back. And I know a lot of Nigerian schools are like that, but if your school isn't like that, don't worry. You can still get review questions. You can get from other schools. You can get from Google. You can get online. There are a lot of websites you can get online. I think I'll put some in the description. So you get these review questions. You practice them. You use them with your textbooks. This will expand your horizon. It will give you an idea of what to expect when you are writing your exams. It will make you understand where you are good at and where you are not good at before diving into the exams. Please, if you are hearing a loud background noise, I really apologize for that. Try to ignore it. So these basically give you a reference point. They make you understand where you are good at. They make you understand your strengths and weaknesses. And when you are solving them, when you are practicing with them, it just seems shorter. It seems easier because you kind of have a very short goal. At each point, you are trying to tackle one question, and when you have that one question solved, you have this sense of achievement. Then you go on to the next, and you go on to the next, like that. So I really advise you do this before you write your exams, or you can even do it when the semester is just starting. Trust me, it goes a long way in making you see the materials smaller than they actually are. Then the fourth tip is to use every material that is available to you. So what I'm trying to say here is you don't necessarily need to study the textbooks alone. You can study notes, you can find crash courses online on YouTube or different websites. You can get study materials, you can get smaller textbooks, you can use BRS in physiology and anatomy, or I have forgotten what BRS meant, but I think I'll check that and also write it down in the description. So you can get those things and use them to support your reading. Then once you have those, what's the only thing you will need your textbooks for is just, like I said, referencing. It's just for reference to confirm your knowledge on those things. Trust me, it makes the reading process a whole lot easier. Then lastly, tip number 5 is, and I think this is the most useful tip, is to know the kind of learner you are. So I said earlier that you don't necessarily have to read the textbooks. You don't necessarily have to read as a whole. Some people learn better with visual information, some better with auditory information, some with verbal information, like they are already okay reading the text. So some people teeter between them. They are in between. They don't have one better way of learning. They can learn with anything. So if you are this type of person, I would advise that you check for other materials. You can go to Google, look for case studies. If you are studying a certain disease, look for case studies. If you are studying a certain muscle, look for case studies, clinical correlates online. Go to YouTube, look for tutorials on YouTube. I know a few that you can check. I've even attended I've even done some online courses, some neuroscience courses, some physiology courses online, and trust me, they help a lot. They make your knowledge sound in these topics. So you don't necessarily have to read everything. You can use these things online. If you learn better with auditory information. If you're an audio learner, you can go online and just look for audio information and expand your knowledge. Trust me, these work. You can also go to the lab, be a laboratory assistant. If you have somewhere you can do that, you can go to a hospital, you can go and see these things for yourself, and they will help you a lot. I know a lot of people do complain that a lot of people in Nigerian universities do complain that we don't have enough practical teaching, and we actually don't. It is very hard for you to see what you are being taught. I remember studying biochemistry. A friend of mine said it was like studying Arabic because you don't even like he didn't even know what we were studying. So like I was learning a new language as a whole. So it can be that confusing. But actually seeing these things, actually seeing them will take you a long way to understanding them, and it will save you a lot of time reading. I mean, watching a 30-minute YouTube video can save you 2 hours of trying to understand the exact same concepts from reading the textbook. So that would be all the tips. That's 5 tips to help you get into reading these medical textbooks, to help you ease into reading, studying in med school. And I hope you found them useful. If you do enjoy this video, please check my other videos. They are quite horrendous, most likely worse than this one, but well, I'll make better videos next time. So see you later.